I think I'm going to focus the Panther in the back. I feel like he's more of a threat. Okay, I take that back entirely. Oh, his little dude. Different weather. Whoa. Completely different match. Nothing alike. I could just third person shoot people through these bushes, but I'm not that kind of player. Oh yeah, they will literally never see me here. Hello there, I'm Chicken Farmer. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be going back to a video form that I haven't used in quite some time, although I consider it my main form of video, which is kind of, I guess, what you can consider a tank review. I don't necessarily go into any extreme depth in these. This is more of just like an overall, here's what the tank is like, here's some gameplay, and that's really about it. The last one of these that I made was over a month ago, and I'm honestly happy to be back at it. I'm excited to make another one of these. These are pretty fun to make, and it seems that you guys like them as well. So no, these have not disappeared. These are still going to happen every once in a while. I'm just going to kind of mix it up and do different forms of videos. But today's video will be focused on the ELC Bis. Now, recently I have been playing a lot of French tanks. I have just grinded out the AMX-50 Foch over the last week or so, and that tank is absolutely insane, and I'll definitely be making a video on that at some point. But, like I said, I have been playing a lot of French tanks, and while grinding for it, I have spent some time playing the ELC Bis, and I've not really fallen in love, but I've definitely enjoyed playing this vehicle. Now, the ELC Bis is a 6.0 tank destroyer, and I have been using it in my 6.7 loadout, so I've been up-tiering it a lot, and it still performs even at 6.7. Now, you're limited when up-tiering this thing when running against vehicles with ERA or ERA armor. By the way, people argue against calling ERA armor ERA armor. I personally prefer saying ERA. I mean, how do you pronounce this shell? I don't pronounce it H-E-A-T, and I doubt you do either. So I'm gonna call ERA armor ERA. It's just simple, it gets the point across. I'm not gonna argue about how I pronounce a certain type of armor. So that's kind of the limit of where you can up tier it once you start running into those types of vehicles, because it only has heat FS. Well, it does have HE shells as well, but you only use the heat FS on the ELC Bis, and ERA armor is known for stopping heat shells. So there is a limit to up tiering it, but even up tiering it into 6.7 matchmaking, it still works very, very well. Now this vehicle is pretty straightforward, so I'll be pretty much speed running this chart. Starting with armor, it has basically none at all. It can kind of stop some 50 cals to the front. It has some weak spots where a 50 cal can penetrate it. It's also very prone to being strafed as well. Pretty much the armor is next to paper thin. Now when it comes to survivability, it is an extremely easy vehicle to knock out. But there's one catch, which is the transmission and the engine. If you take a shell to your transmission and engine in the front of the vehicle, sometimes it'll just eat the entire shell. The survivability is a little higher. It's not completely rock bottom, but it's really close to rock bottom. With it only having 2 crew members, it's obviously still really, really easy to knock out, especially if someone hits you in the turret. Now, when it comes to mobility, it's actually really, really speedy, which is what you would expect, but it's definitely not the fastest around this battle rating range. It gets outclassed by many other lighter tanks, and that's not really a bad thing. It's definitely not slow in any regards. It's technically got a top speed of 80 kilometers an hour, though you basically will never see 80 kilometers an hour. It also has an extremely good reverse gear of 35 kilometers an hour, or whereabouts of 35. It is definitely designed to flank or to ambush enemies. You can also use it as some sort of a pseudo sniper, and that kind of takes me into the next category of firepower. It does have a 90mm cannon that slings heat FS, which is really, really nice at 6.0. You really won't have many problems going through people's armor in this battle rating range, or even in a little bit higher battle ratings, but the problem comes in the post-effects damage. It obviously being heat, it mostly does damage in a cone-shaped area. So most times when shooting an enemy, especially ones with spread out crew members, you will have to spend a few shells on them picking specific crew members or ammo racks out of their vehicle, which does suck, especially with the fact that it has an 8.4 second reload. But overall, it's a pretty punchy gun with some very, very usable ammunition. Now, when it comes to difficulty, I would say it's a little above average. As long as you have a functioning brainstem and at least have an IQ of room temperature, you should be able to make decent use of this vehicle, albeit you'll have to play very, very reserved and very, very sneakily. Is that even a word, sneakily? I don't even know. But you will have to be very cautious about your location and exposing yourself to enemies. But overall, I would say the difficulty is a little above average. Now, when it comes to fun, I would also say it's a little above average. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing mind-blowing or earth-shattering, but I will say it's not boring at all. Having a go-kart that slings heat at 6.0 is pretty fun. It has a very low profile, so you're able to be super, super sneaky, and it's just overall a pretty fun vehicle. That's enough talking about this vehicle. Let's get into the gameplay. But first, please take a second to press the like button, and also if you have somewhat enjoyed or are interested in the content, consider subscribing. I post warthunder videos pretty often, and I will be for the foreseeable future. Alright, let's get into the gameplay. One thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video is the fact that the turret does not spin in a 360-degree circle. It is very, very limited. There is a extremely limited gun arc that you're able to aim back and forth. It does kind of suck that it's like that, but you know what? Having a 90mm gun, I'm not really going to complain too much. One thing that would be very nice to be on this vehicle is active scouting. Not 100% sure why they don't have it on it. I know it's not technically a light tank, but light tanks aren't the only ones to have active scouting. So I'm still not 100% sure why it doesn't. It would be nice if it did, though. I will say that. Okay. Gotta love Tiger ammo racks. I saw a guy shooting in front of us. Yeah, he's over here on this hill. Ah, it's another Tiger. He doesn't realize I'm here. I think I'm gonna focus the Panther in the back. I feel like he's more of a threat. Okay, I take that back entirely. I thought the Tiger didn't even hear me. Oh, man, because he just kept driving. Like, he literally didn't look at me. He didn't have a care in the world as he was driving through that yard. But, yeah, I should have shot the Tiger first, honestly. I don't know what I was thinking. I think my antennas might have given me away. Alright, well that was very unoptimal. Is that... Oh, please don't shoot. Please don't... Ah! See, if the reload was just a little shorter, I might have had him. I'm fine with this match not going well. I don't know this map all that well. What do y'all think of the new BR changes? At least, like, with the higher tier ones? That's pretty interesting. I kind of find it crazy that they bumped the T3485 D5T up to 5.3 instead of 5.0. I actually had to go back to my own video to ensure that it was 5.0, because I went to that loadout, and it was marked 5.0, and I was like, wait, why does it say 5.3 when I go to matchmake? And then I realized, like, oh, the D5T is now 5.3. Was that always like that? Did I just mislabel this loadout? And then it turns out that they bumped it up. But them bumping up the higher tier vehicles, oh my gosh, like, I've been playing American 9.3 a good bit recently, and it's actually been pretty enjoyable. It used to be literal hell, but now it's like actually pretty fun. I've actually been using 8.0 vehicles in that loadout too, like the Bradley and the T95E2 or whatever that one like MBT thing that slings darts. All right. Gotta love overpressure. I kind of want to go over to B, see what's popping. I don't know why I'm feeling so aggro today. I definitely chose the wrong vehicle to record feeling the way that I do today. Oh, another change that happened recently is like the sound of planes. I don't like the changes they made to planes. I can never really locate planes now with sound. Like, it's so off. Like, especially when I'm flying, like... Yeah, I get it. Sound doesn't come, like, exactly from where the plane is, but it just... They messed it up for sure. It's not right. They need to revert it or something. Because I cannot locate planes to save my life now. Oh, is that exhaust? That looks like exhaust to me. You know, maybe we can get an angle on him. Oh, his little dude! Well, let's range this. Should be about, like, what, 250? 210? See? Exactly. Oh, I thought his dude was gonna keep going forward. Shit.
A few moments later.
I don't know if he's gonna peek from the door. Yep, he is. There you go. Alright. That would have been funny if I hit the dude in the window. Could just sit in these bushes in the middle of the road. I could just third person shoot people through these bushes. But I'm not that kind of player. Oh yeah, they will literally never see me here. This thing is such a fun little tank, man. I'm normally not a glass cannon enjoyer, but this is just... I don't know how you can't have fun in this thing. Oh, I missed. So that's another thing, is the gun bounces a lot, especially when coming to a stop. Like, this shit bouncing like bang, bros. Oh, I just realized I never researched the smoke grenades. Like, I always saw the launchers. I always knew it had smokes. I just forgot to research them. Same map again. Same side, same setup, same everything. Different weather. Whoa. Completely different match. Nothing alike. Like, I wonder if this guy just bought a premium tank and just has all reserve vehicles. Like, I'm actually gonna check this guy's account afterwards just to, like, verify what level he is. Alright, well, the engine sound is very scary. This guy is gonna be literally up my butt the entire time, the teammate. Okay, I drove out in the wrong... he just shot off my barrel. Average German main, lol. Like, yeah, there was no saving that. Yeah, I should have just fell back and then gotten a different angle, like, went up the coast and gotten him from the side. Like, that's what I'm gonna do now. Hopefully, if they don't catch me crossing. Do these guys have headsets? That's the question. Doesn't really seem to have his headset cranked up too much. Get the gun up. Driver gunner, perfect. Absolutely perfect, man. Feels so good to kill people all bushed up like that. Just feels so satisfying. Come on, break the wall. There we go. Try and get in these bushes right here. Driver gunner transmission, baby. What's up? What's up, little German man? What's up? I know I was calling that guy a German main. Like, I'm not trying to be that critical of German players. How does he know? Okay, I'm going to say, how does he know? I love this tank so much. Now that guy's going to be paranoid at that position. Time to change. Alright, so that's the ELC Bis. It's overall a pretty fun vehicle. It has its moments where it's frustrating to play, because it definitely has its fair share of flaws. But even with those flaws, it can still be an absolute blast to play. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys were happy to see the quote-unquote tank review videos back. I don't really like to call them tank review videos, but that's kind of what they are. I guess you can consider it a simplified tank review. I guess that's what I'll call them from now on, because I feel like a true tank review goes through every single minute detail and every single, like, important feature, whereas me, it's just like, just skim over it, like, here's what the tank is like, here's a few things about it. gameplay. But I like that. That's the kind of content I want to be making. It's just very casual, laid-back content for people of all skill levels. I also really like the video that I made with my friends. I actually should have enough clips to make another one of those soon. Those videos are always fun. Those I kind of loosen up and am a lot less robotic because it's just me and my friends playing, and I want to be able to share those funny moments with you guys. And it seems like you guys enjoyed the first set of funny moments, so expect to see another one of those soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing, help out on the road to 1,000 subs, and yeah, have a chill day.